Straw, I'm the Head of Inclusion here at Stoke Newington School, and welcome to Inclusion Week. Every November for the last 7 years, Stoke Newington School has had an Inclusion Week to celebrate the diversity of our schools, to educate around different issues and to open up different ideas around disability and around people with different needs and needing different kinds of support. This year, the theme for Inclusion Week is dyslexia. And so we're very lucky to have some young people and some adults who have got a diagnosis of dyslexia and are happy to speak about what works for them, what they find difficult, and the journey they've been on with their diagnosis.
My name is Mia, I'm in Year 8 and I'm dyslexic.
My name is George, I'm in Year 11 and I'm dyslexic.
My name is Karen, I work at Stoke Newington School and I'm dyslexic.
My name is Jacob, I'm in Year 11 and I'm dyslexic.
My name is Billy, I'm in 8H and I have dyslexia.
My name is Charlie, I'm in Year 9 and I am dyslexic. I don't understand it when people just briefly explain things, they have to detail it. Otherwise I will get it completely wrong and completely confused and go off track. And that doesn't really help my learning. And when we need to read big pieces, as I have visual stress, I start to fall asleep and find it really hard to concentrate and understand what we're reading.
I could start writing and then someone could distract me and then I might write the sentence out again.
Growing up, in school, I think first of all they thought I wasn't listening, so they thought I had problems with my hearing. So I used to get in trouble for not concentrating and I was always called naughty and in trouble. And then when I was a bit older, I went to university. I was making lots of mistakes. I was writing the wrong numbers on the pages, not putting documents and sending them when I should have. So then they told me about maybe I had dyslexia and I went for testing and diagnosed.
In some lessons it doesn't really affect me, but say I'm far away from the board and the board's black and white, like the writing's in black and the board is white, then I have to ask the teacher to change the colour because I can't read black and white.
I'll be reading a poem in English or something, and then once I get to the end of the first stanza I'll read it and then I'll forget. It won't sink in what I've just read.
I'm really not good at writing a lot of writing, but in things like poetry where it doesn't have to make sense grammatically or it doesn't have to be spelt right and I can just write it down, I'm much better at it.
I chose GCSE PE and art and photography because they're really creative and they will suit to my strengths.
In a lesson like music and art, I'm doing quite well because I think I get to look at things differently to other people, which gives me a different perspective.
I'm quite a visual person. I find it easy to understand things which aren't writing, like images and colours. So I went for photography because I like to take photos and I like to learn how to do it professionally. And that really helps because there's not much reading or writing involved. I just have to go out, take photos and edit them.
I do art and photography, music and GCSE PE, and I feel like they link with my dyslexia because they help with creativity and they're more practical than creative.
In school I get an LSA in some lessons and I get extra time in exams.
So when I was at university I used certain programs. I had voice activated software, I had inspiration mind map so I could put my ideas down on paper, and I had a recorder so I could record lectures so I could play it back and remember what I did.
I have these overlays which just make the paper a different colour. Soon I'll have these glasses which will do it, so I can just put those on and it'll allow me to make the whole board a different colour and everything around me a different colour to make everything easier to read.
So I have this overlay and I use it in English the most because English you use little sheets with writing on it, and I can't read that, so I have to use this. I put it over the words and just, it makes them more clear.
I've recently learnt to touch type, so instead of having to look at the board, look back down, write down one word and then forget the rest and then look at the board and then write it down. I can actually look at the board while I'm writing it down. So it doesn't take so much longer and the whole class has to wait, or I just don't get it done.
When I first started to learn what dyslexia actually was, I thought it was a really bad thing. But now that I'm in school, it's not that bad.
Not knowing at school, I think, affected my confidence. It affected me doing a lot of things. I wouldn't read in front of the class. Writing my work, I always thought I got it wrong. So I would have liked to have known, and then I would have had a clearer idea of how to do things and not feel that I was doing everything wrong and there was something wrong with me.
Dyslexia makes me more determined as a person, as I need to try harder and not be lazy.
There's like ups and downs, there's good things and there's bad things. It started off as like hard and like thinking that like I'll never get better, but then as you learn, as it builds up, you realise that it's not that deep.
Some people will see dyslexia as a disadvantage or a disability, but that may be true for the academic subjects like English where you struggle or where people put you down, but I see it as an advantage because you got to look at the bright side. In a creative subject, I have the advantage because that's how my brain works.
Some people might call it disability, but I wouldn't think it's any of them. I think it's unique.